guys, welcome back to the action, the GG.BET Birmingham Invitational. We're coming back to you live with one of the the final decider match. I don't know why I'm pretending like there's a billion of them, between Empire and the final tribe. The Swedish stack versus a new blood infusion into an old name. Empire looking very good so far in the tournament. What are your thoughts on this series, Lizard?
It's going to be interesting to see who's going to join Gambit and Old But Gold. Is it going to be some, and Alliance obviously, is it going to be some CIS stack? If the final tribe do win, we're going to have two Swedish stacks, two CIS stacks, so that makes it, I guess, a little bit more interesting. But Team Empire, they're not going to let TFT just run away with it, as you said. As you said, they have these new players, and I'm just looking if Dead Prophet is banned. She's not. However, Oracle is. A hero Team Empire loves to play with that Dead Prophet.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm just so sick of Lifestealer, dude.
He hasn't picked that much.
It's just, I just don't think. It's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Midas Radiance.
I know.
Haha. I'm raged and hitting your X, and I'm backhand. It just.
I know, I feel you. I feel you in that way. But at the same time, though, this guy was picked all the time. Just a month ago, every single game he was banned.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right now, he isn't that much. He got nerfed a couple of times. People learned how to play against him. That Prophet banned out. Yeah, you have to. Empire just plays so well around that hero. Empire actually, like, when you give them that Prophet, they can definitely like take control of the map, play properly around the objectives. However, at the same time, when they don't have an objective-taking hero, they tend to mess things up every now and then. Specifically, what they tend to do is they're the team. Today we talked about it. Yesterday we talked about it. They're the team that went Storm and Arcward, and it's not really the perfect combination of heroes.
Yeah, I like the DP ban as well, because when you pick a hero like Lifestealer, you need that mid-game mid. Simply put, something's got to be able to take towers, something has to be able to rotate and actually make things happen. Also, quick note, is that a ringer for the final tribe? I didn't see them tweet about that.
Yeah.
He is drafting, however.
That's a new guy, definitely. Okay, see, I know this dude. He's been around the Swedish stacks for quite some time now. I haven't seen him in any stacks for a good period, however. Not certain if he's going to be some replacement or if he's just a ringer. I think he's just a ringer.
I'm going to look right now and see if they mentioned anything about it. No, I mean the TFT Twitter is dark. Era didn't say anything.
I think most likely just stand-in instead of Era.
Though I wouldn't be surprised if TFT did change something up. Like, it's just so tough in that region because when you're losing in qualifiers in Europe, it's not necessarily because you're a bad team, but perhaps because the competition is just insane.
Would you change Era, though?
I don't know. Who would you change, Lizard? I
wouldn't change anyone. Like, they've had, like...
Well, who are you pointing at? You're saying this, but you're pointing directly at somebody's name on the screen in front of you.
I mean, this guy, Era, like, he's the veteran on this team, right? So... why would you change him? At the same, maybe like yesterday, he had some misplays here and there.
Oh, I see. So you do approve of
but
this.
I don't approve of it. No, specifically because in the major qualifier they did pretty well. They didn't win it. They fell short, but at the same time they did really well. Like so, I don't think they should change anything up. Yesterday they played really well overall too.
I don't know about that Jakir pick. I love the Abaddon here, by the way, because it's got the cleanse for the shackle, for the lifesteal open wounds, and you're taking Jakiro into it. So the Abaddon shield is going to be mega value in this game.
Overall, I wonder if this is going to be that position 5 Abaddon that we've seen so many times. Get into the lane, spam that coil until you just kill yourself, and then do the same thing all over again.
Love the banners. Such a cool touch. I'm glad we have those in Dota. This like draft screen took a while to grow on me, but it's not bad. Remember when it was just the box?
Yeah, just the boxes on the right side. This is definitely better, I agree.
Yeah, I like the OD ban as well from TFT. When you go for a Abaddon, it's just necessary. It's a hero. Like, your ultimate effectively just becomes a vehicle for the OD to gain about 20 to 30 extra intelligence. A little silly. Love the Troll pick as well. We just discussed why the Abaddon was good. And Troll loves playing with a cleanse so that you're not forced to just get BKB off and really only be able to fight throughout the duration. And it's a just one-to-one counter to the Lifestealer for the most part.
One of the most old school counters to Lifestealer, definitely. So, pretty good pickup, I agree. They go with the Razor, alright.
Can be a bit tough against a Brewmaster, though. Obviously, you would outlane him, but later in the game, you do just get tossed up in the air. It's been annoying to deal with.
It's nice that they have this hero that's going to do exactly what we talked about. He's going to bring some tempo to the mid-game so that the Lifestealer can go back into the woods or wherever and finish his Radiance or whatever he wants to finish. Hopefully. I mean, most likely it's going to be that Radiance. Razor has been actually played a lot in the Major too, and we've seen specifically SA teams play incredibly well around this Razor with Atos. You just buy Atos on Razor and just go out of control. I think it's we that built it a lot on Razor, actually. This game, however, do they have any counters that they can pick straight away to him on mid?
You know what I could see them going for here on the side of TFT is a Venomancer. Both cores are taken on the side of Empire. You could theoretically make the Razor the offlaner. But right now, if you just have some method of keeping this Razor out of the engagements. Also, TFT is last pick. So yeah, I could certainly see a Chessie Veno come out here. A Han hero, and definitely one that he excels at. I think probably the best type of hero suited for Chessie. He's best at these niche heroes that are based around like positioning and the purchase of utility items. Micro as well, like dazzles, visages, things like this. Oh my god, this is the dream Veno game. I'm going to put 20 bucks right now.
This is going to be Veno?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Madden has been incredible with that Sand King, and if you get a Veno to break his blinks every now and then, to just hit him with those wards, it would be really good.
It's like so, especially when you have like, whenever you've got a ton of like what I call trash, right? You got the Brewlings, the Nature's Prophet summons, if you can add wards to this as well, you look at how Empire's trying to take fights by just walking in. They're going to have to battle against an entire army. Could theoretically actually see a Visage come out as well. I think either one is fine. It's just that Veno is so good at preventing heroes that are blink reliant from getting in a position to properly initiate.
Visage, you mean because of the summons, I believe. At the same time,
well, Veno's better at it, but Visage is more of just good here, really.
I mean, with Veno, what? You have Gale versus Razor, right? So you can slow him down and run.
Well, the wards slow through BKB.
No, I mean, I'm just thinking about the laning stage, how that would go for them. Because Visage gets crushed by Razor.
Yeah.
Even with the Grave Chill, you're going to get destroyed so hard, you're going to even have a very late 6 mid. Let's see. They go with Jug. So this is Troll mid, I suppose, right? Is it?
Yeah.
It should be.
That is a weird pick.
Definitely very interesting. It's a new captain, by the way. OKCI is actually standing in and also drafting for them. So they had only like 5 seconds remaining of reserve time when they picked that Jug.
Last pick Jug into Razor? Like you've now effectively guaranteed that any core Razor links is good. Like your 2 win conditions are just 1-to-1 countered by this Razor. If he gets a link off to start a fight, your damage output's gonna disappear.
Yeah, I have to admit, I don't see the Jug pick that.
It's so sorry to interrupt, but like previously when Omni Slash did a static amount of physical damage per slash, it was better against Razor because you could tank Link for a bit and still potentially kill him using Omni. But now that it's solely based on your auto attack damage, if you get a few seconds of Link off...
Yeah, he's not going to deal a whole lot of damage.
No.
And the new Troll ulti too, when you go ham, he links you, you can't do anything about it. He's still going to be sucking that damage away from you. So
just weird.
Very peculiar, pick. I don't know. I've seen Troll mid work. I've seen... it's
better
alright.
than other matchups against Razor just because you can play range for him. You've got the slow to get away once the Link comes out. But
you're pretty fast as well. You can dodge him, you can move back and forth. You can last it versus him. It's not going to be easy, but yeah. And then you have, let's say, you're going to have a lot of trash that you talked about. And at the same time, you're going to have the healing wards from the Jug. So there's going to be some pressure coming from them early on. But overall, a very peculiar pick. And I don't know. Empire's lineup and draft looks much more simple, looks more stable. You have the Rasta Wars and Jakiro for the push. You have the Razor and Sand King that are going to create space for this Nikes to get
And, you know, we talk
the
about this a lot.
Radiance.
Where's the playmaking, right? If you get some early towers, sure, but who's going to find kills for you? None of your cores have an actual stun. None of your support. You don't actually have any stuns. You do not have a stun on the whole draft.
Yeah, the draft is looking, just a little bit weird coming from TFT, but that happens when you have a drafter that is standing in, I guess. So
And we'll see. I mean, not to
needs
call
one
it.
game. He needs one game, you know, to hold the machine.
They're not out of it by any means. It just, you look at the Empire lineup, you know, any Sand King stun's got so much follow-up for it. And really, if they go for any core, Razor gets a link off. The fight started, you're good to go. TFT, you're trying to abuse just map movements and
push, like
Yeah.
map movements and just pure filthy aggression in which they're going to run at them and that's it. Because realistically, looking at it, that's the only thing that they can do. They can run at you. TFT, like, you can't catch Empire. You just have to go one tower after another.
oh, we're going to see the aggro tri-lane, something Empire has been doing a bit more recently. I like it because Life Stealer down bottom, it's an Abaddon Brewmaster. It's not as if these heroes are going to pressure him too much. You'll rotate down with a support momentarily, I believe. Probably start with the Tri, but...
Oh, Chessie.
Yeah, wow.
I
Chessie blocked so well that he actually has it under tower, and where Kodos gets a full link off.
I wonder if Kodos did that on purpose.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, just
possible.
Because then the tower is basically attacking the creeps. As long as you don't pull the aggro of the tower, you're going to be able to link the damage. That would actually make so much sense. Another way to play. Yeah, definitely a cool strategy for a Razor pick.
Yeah, and then he'll have it under his tower. He'll push that out and then dive with the next creep wave with his next link.
Yeah, because he's always going to have that bonus damage. Oh, yeah, the odds not really in favor of the final tribe.
I feel like pre-draft, it would have been a lot more even. Post-draft, it is tough to buy this Jug last pick. But again, I have been very wrong many times in my life, so don't want to call this one in the books just yet. But certainly going to need TFT to play a great game here. And really just a harder lineup to execute in general, but it doesn't mean it's not possible. As we see down here bottom, you don't need a stun if you can just body block the Rost in the trees, but a nice hatchet, or Quelling Blade rather, usage from Dream Darling in addition to the Tango helps him out.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Dream and Seiyu just trading hits here with the Furion and...
Yeah, the cool thing about the Empire lineup, too, is that they've got both supports capable of helping apply tower pressure, and since none of their cores really do that, it's a good way to fill that gap, because anytime I see a lineup that's predicated on just finding kills and eventually having the items to hit structures, just feels a bit awkward.
No, you have these two supports that are super good at that. You have the Rasta Wars, you have the Shakiro Liquid Fire as well. You have outpush on them too. Both of these heroes farm the lanes very well and outpush them. Sand King is great at that as well. Like, their draft looks very solid. It's only now on them to execute it properly.
And it feels like another very difficult Prophet game as well for Hanskin. Playing the 4 Prophet is all not the typical 5 we would see.
I mean, this hero can definitely get a lot as 4 and have a lot of impact, have a lot of farm. At the same time, like, usually we see him do just the same as when he's 5, as the hero just farms well, right? That's why we see many position 5s, great captains love playing this hero, because you're guaranteed to have levels, you're guaranteed to have farm.
And you also, you kind of control the pace of the game. You're the one who's going to be teleporting in early game to make maneuvers. You're by far the best warder because you can just teleport into enemy jungle.
And you're so focused on how the lanes are going, so it just fits that captaining role, actually. You can be watching across the map all the time. Jacques here taking some punishment from King R and Sand King. Sand King on top of the CS right now, 17-1.
Yeah, it's a tough lane for Jug. You've got no setup stun, so it's not as if he'll ever be able to properly spin on top of Jakiro, and Sand King definitely outlanes you. Not to mention you're never really able to spin on top of him either.
Yeah, the only way I see them winning that lane is with perhaps a Furion rotating in, porting top.
And the benefit is they are winning a bottom on the side of TFT. Hanskin going to try and stop the pull here. Looks like he will be successful. Going to drag the wave over with his trees. Mid lane, Kodos getting another dive onto Chessie. Only 24 damage, but still doing quite well in the lane.
Yep. Considering how the lane started on mid, Troll is doing fairly well. Only like 4 or 5 CS behind.
Well, Mod in a little bit of trouble here. He thinks he's invisible, and he is so close to not getting down that hill. They had a sentry, so Frost knew he had not moved to the right. And guessed correctly for a long duration on that spin. Will send Sand all the way back to base.
It's a good thing Abaddon didn't continue pursuing there. I think he's going to suicide right now, right?
Yeah.
Just going to heal the jug and goes back to the fountain.
What a hero.
I mean, ever since the buffs have happened, that Mystic Coil, it actually deals so much damage, and you have the talent for it too. It's ridiculously strong. It's a really big nuke at the moment.
I'm still sad they didn't take Venomancer, though.
You just like Chessie Venom, right? That's it.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of best heroes throughout 2 games. It's just really the way it fits into this draft. You know, I hate playing against heroes like Razor mid, lane dominators. They're always going to be up in your face on your hill. You've got a Prophet, but you can't actually make a move onto this Razor because your mid hero doesn't offer any sort of catch or damage potential. So Hanskin really just a strong laner. Top lane as well isn't really somewhere he can play in, and I just don't feel Prophets have the greatest game impact if they're not able to help kill buildings before the 10-minute mark.
Specifically when they rotate with these first catapults, port into the lane and push. Seiyu, he is being blocked.
Doing here? He's like, I think he got pathed, because you could tell he wanted to keep moving to the left, it appears, but I think he was just clicking into terrain that wasn't accessible, thus moving towards the right instead. King R did teleport down bottom. We'll pick up
Perhaps clicked on the mini-map or something similar. It happens.
True.
That mini-map misclick time.
A sentry goes down. Frost running in, but they're just going to attack him. However, is this going to be enough damage? That Rasta hits so hard. King R down bottom. He'll get dove as expected. The Treant's just too much. Really well done body blocking there by Hanskin.
Don't need stuns if you can body block. That's the name of the game so far for TFT.
Yeah, Frost does escape top. The Abaddon will deny himself along with that healing ward, helping to ensure that he stays in fighting shape on Frost. Has the phase boots complete. So far, TFT winning, I'd say, all 3 lanes. Mid, obviously, in favor of Razor, but I think that matchup is a bit more favored towards that Razor than the performance would demonstrate. So I'll give the W to Chessie.
I mean, they did last pick the Troll versus the Razor, so they definitely did know something about this matchup, Troll versus Razor. They expected to win it, I believe at least, do well.
Look at Dream, the body blocking from Hanskin. Is this just a dead lifestealer? He gets his phase boots, but unfortunately, it's a few seconds too late indeed.
If he had those phases just a second earlier or 2, he's able to move through the trees. Chessie, so far he's holding on to this Razor in the mid. Just 300 gold behind 200. Too bad. I'm gonna clear up some stacks too.
Slowly but surely. He's still under the effects of a bit of damage reduction, but eventually he'll be able to farm that efficiently. Bottom lane, Hanskin's going to do the TP out. The Ice Path shall connect. That'll be a dead Prophet. He does spend his money, it looks like, before he dies, though, so didn't lose any gold on that kill. Dream Darling now going to finish up with his level 6 in just a moment. We'll be going for that Midas and most likely the Radiance build. My favorite.
This game he's gonna have the Razor. Like, it's not gonna be some OD or some Duza mid, so this Midas into Radiance can definitely work for him. And the laning stage didn't really go that well for him, so getting that Midas recovery is gonna be alright.
Yeah, and I think if there were a way to drop this game for TFT to take it, this is how it would look like at the start. It's winning the lanes, trying to find hero kills, and just collapsing the map. Because while sure you don't have stuns, if you can play so heavily on the enemy side of the map around and take their objectives, you force Empire to fight into you, and your team fight is quite strong. You've got the Bruise split, you've got crazy high damage and save potential from your supports. Prophet will be better than both the Rasta and Jakiro until they're able to accomplish that level 6, and so far Hanskin is on a roll.
Nice way to abuse the bottle there with the Furion. And the Panda is 6. So this lane has went really well for TFT overall. They've killed the support, they've killed Nikes even. And with the Panda split, with the Treants, they can definitely look at taking down this tower very soon. Perhaps with one rotation from Abaddon or even a Jug.
I'd really like to see the Brew go mid and kill Razor, though. I think that tower is just more important for Dire to take. And when you throw a Prophet there as well, I just don't think there's anything that you'd be able to do on the side of Empire
Look
to
at
keep
Razor,
that structure
by the way.
alive.
He's just farming the jungle here. He's farming the enemy jungle. While it's... Well, while Troll is doing the same. Yeah, he's in the Radiant one. He's pinged out, however.
Frost going for the double Wraith bands on top of the tread or the phase. I usually see that with the Battle Fury as the next purchase. And the lane mid does start to get very difficult for Chessie as more levels go onto that Razor.
Yeah, he's farming the jungle fairly well though, so because of that, we're not going to see that impact on his net worth.
Yeah. I don't like what TFT have done with their Bruce split though. I mean, now they're going to probably use it. We got 10-minute runes spawning in just a moment, but the fight is on. Zippy doing a great job of saving his split. You got to be careful, though. The Shrine is active. Hanskin's certainly going to go down here. Zibe on the move. Should escape. He already has the Vlads completed. In fact, will pop split. Yep. They're going to go chase here. Might look to find King R. Say you're going to escape to the left. Zibe, though, not microing too great here. Not using the toss-up on anybody either. And it looks like they'll be content to just take those bounty runes. 3-1 for TFT.
Yeah, no. All right. He just used it very defensively. And they did take down 2 bounty runes, so there's that. But overall, if you are using that first split, that is, you want to get more out of it. Yeah, for sure, you'd like to get a kill or at least a tower.
Yeah, I feel, again, like the next one, just bring that to middle. Razor's not going to be able to do much to survive against a Bruce split. You bring the Fury in, and it's a dead tower as well, most likely. Or at the very least, you're getting a huge team fight when the enemy supports are not 6. That's very weak. And you're getting space for your Jug, who I assume will be going for that Battle Fury. Modern, once again, rushing that Blink Dagger. Might not be the ideal game for it, considering that Lifestealer will be rushing that Radiance and thus unable to play as a passenger inside of him for a bit. But you've got so much follow-up damage and stun on the side of Empire, it does make sense.
Look at the smoke with the Razor. If they manage to stun... Oh. Yeah, they just failed that smoke super hard, but with the catapult, perhaps they can pressure the tower.
Yeah, it was well played, though, by Frost, because he had a feeling there might have been heroes off map and stayed far enough away that even if that invis broke, he would not be able to get stunned. Engagement looking up top. Tower being pressured just a little bit. OKC going to TP in. Madden on the move, has no stun. Going to try and TP out, but that's not going to be nearly in time. Mid lane, King R, the same. Hanskin comes through with a huge ultimate. Shakira dies in, what, 2 hits?
Okay, so Empire gets 2 good... I mean, TFT, they get 2 more kills. 2 good kills. One on Jakiro mid, Sand King on top as well falls. That's going to enable Chessie to actually pressure the tower just a little bit, though, as they are rotating and defending it. But this is it, right? The healing board, then you have the Abaddon, then you have the Fury on Treants. There's just a lot of sustain on this team.
And Empire looks a bit lost so far. They really haven't made any moves. That one smoke gank that failed was about it. And their Sand King was 400 gold from Blink. I feel like that move could have been made a bit later, would have guaranteed been effective.
Maybe it's the levels that they're lacking. Specifically, you see the supports. There aren't even 6. Madden, I believe, has no ult, but that's just the Sand King. He didn't skill it. Yeah. That's it.
It's Razor as well, not getting involved onto the side lanes just yet and kind of sitting on their heels. TFT certainly comfortable playing aggressive. They're going to move into the enemy jungle. Frost on the move. He's got Omni Slash prepared. There it goes. Jakiro dead for certain, so you will probably escape. And
Kingar did the right thing. They're running uphill, so like upwards, so that the Omni Slash doesn't go onto the Rasta as well, as probably they both die if they ran together.
And Modern in some trouble, however. He's on the move.
I love this. I love how they're executing this strategy. Like, at first it looked like they aren't going to be able to do a whole lot, but they are collapsing on the side of Empire with full force. They aren't giving them any breathing room.
Lose another tower. Initiation onto the Brewmaster, but Kodos, he's in a lot of trouble. He catches the Sprout. Zippe will pop the ultimate. Looking to go for Kodos here, it looks like. Has a DD and a bit of damage stolen, but he is in no man's land and looks to fall soon. In fact, there he goes with the rock toss on top to secure it. So you're going to come down to earth, but he does not want to be here. As Chessie is on the move. The split still active. Mon going to look for a stun just before the split comes down, which means Zippe will be able to get the clap off, and they're getting rolled over here. Only a level 6 Sand King. He's going to sit in the Sandstorm, and he will survive, but
they don't have the detection for him. At the same time, Nyx is just farming bottom, out pushing. But this is
not a game for a do-nothing Nyx, is it?
Exactly. Like one of the things that we've discussed with some pro players is this Nyx and why he has died out. It's because teams kind of figured him out. Basically, you have this high-pressure lineup, and you just go and collapse on his towers as soon as possible.
Yep.
You deny him the opportunity to just farm that Relic and Radiance without anyone pressuring him, and perhaps that was the whole idea of this TFT's lineup, this TFT's draft.
And the hero also, oh, hang on, we got a clash coming out here. Chessie gonna pop the TP out. Will he be able to escape is the question. Yes, indeed he will. That is huge for his side. Zippe in some trouble, but with OKC there behind him, I think he will be just fine. And an Arcane Rune bottled for that next split usage. And to your point, it was like we saw, Nyx loves what Jug had in the previous series, right? Where you're up against a Centaur, you get a bit of a lead, now you're hard free farming, and you're able to 1v1 the enemy offlaner and dominate the lane. He's not getting matchups like that anymore, especially when it's first two'd. He actually lost the lane down bottom to Fury and Brew quite hard, and then they just rotate away from him because he's not participating in the fights. They do find another kill as well onto Modern, who really just fell off the face of this earth. He's rushing the blink, but like still 15 minutes in, 5K lead already for TFT. Their draft has no stuns, but who needs them?
It's on TFT, however, to continue this pressure, to continue playing the way they are. You do not want to step off the gas. You want to continue taking every single tower away from this Nyx before he gets that Relic. Once he gets the Radiance, it's going to be significantly more difficult to play against this team. Sand King already has the dagger, so they are getting the things that they need. I wouldn't mind seeing him drop these wards here, but they're so prepared. Panda is there, Abaddon is there.
Get the drain off onto the Abaddon. Ultimate popped immediately. Kodos does not have the Yules just yet. There it is now. It will be complete. Zippe on the chase. He will get Yules, however. The Epic's coming in. Will they be able to kill him is the question. I don't think so. Will he get split off? Yo, yes, he will. Well played to save the Shackle. As soon as that shield went off, he immediately went for the full grip.
Yeah, that was really well played. However, at the same time, they did drop the wards and the Sand King ulti a little bit too far away from the tower.
And are they actually going to be able to defend this objective? Oh, Madden blinking in. Finally, the Blink Dagger getting use.
This Abaddon is just doing so much for TFT at the moment, always standing behind his cores that are about to be initiated on and saving them. Sadly for him there, he couldn't save the Panda, as there's multiple things that he needs to cleanse. But
the concern, though, for TFT has got to be that while they do struggle against Razor as this game continues, the Lifestealer specifically is one-to-one countered by both cores on the enemy side. Troll and Jug love playing against Lifestealers. They just have raw physical damage. Eventually we'll have BKB on the Troll as well, and then he won't give a damn about the mischance Radiance provides.
We're actually going to see the Jug going for that Battle Fury. So he's going to be the one that scales super well on the side of TFT. And that should leave the Troll to just be more active early on. We see Midas on Seeb too.
Exactly what TFT wants to do. They've got 3 wards up on the Abaddon, just super aggressively positioned. Again, they don't have the catch, but if you just run at the Lifestealer, keep him out of his own jungle, it's as good as killing him. He's not farming anything, and he's on the move, but should be able to escape, but chased all the way back to his base as TFT just beats on the tier 2, only 17:30 into the game.
A little bit unfortunate for Chessie there to not root him, but... Why are you porting, Sibe? That's it. Continue pushing. That's Rasta is dead.
Wait, King R. I mean, They don't have stuns, but you can't be quite that aggressive, folks. They're going to pop the split and try and secure this tier 3. Glyph has already been used, and Chessie's doing a ton of building damage. Zibe tosses the Razor into the air. Going to try and finish this tier 3, and it looks like they'll be successful. It won't even be denied. Hanskin with the final touch. Epi's going to come in onto the top of the Juggernaut with a spin to take it off immediately into the Omni Slash. A Sprout on the lifesteal. They're keeping him in place. Frost in some trouble, though. Oh, no spin for 6 seconds. Will juke the Ice Path. Hanskin may look like the sacrificial lamb indeed. He stands still, understanding his fate, but Frost shall get the TP off immediately to bottom lane.
So yeah.
Won't be so lucky. He goes down.
So they kill 2, but at the same time they lose the tier 3. That's definitely not good. This early on, 18 minutes into the game to lose the tier 3, that's TFT's lineup, and that's what they're strong at. Yeah, they don't have stuns, they don't have catch, but if they just run at you, or more specifically, if a Rasta just runs into you instead and just feeds his life away, then it becomes a little bit more easy to push these towers and to take objectives.
And I love the move in TFT. They get the tier 3, but if you look at the gold, it's only a 3K net worth lead now. They did drop a couple of heroes there, and the Midas on the lifestealer is starting to tick up his net worth. He'll soon have that Radiance complete, and things will turn for Empire. At that point, the Sand King with an Epi in and an Infest Bomb starts to become a real threat, especially when you consider how squishy the TFT lineup truly is if they're caught off guard without BKBs. They're going to get shrines already, though. It's a lot of gold. You know, it's not something we talk about, but these early tier 3s, these shrines represent effectively an extra tier 1.5 tower times 2. Initiation onto Hanskin, however, with the TP from Razor, they're going to go straight for him. Zibe is going to get the hell out of dodge.
There's Yules.
Yeah, and they'll have the Sand King stun just in case, if needed. Or
got him. However, the shrine almost fell. They're going to be maybe even denied, right?
Yeah.
Overall, like, taking those shrines, extra gold, and at the same time just denying them the ability to port to that shrine, like another access point to their own jungle, and more importantly, like this shrine here, if they manage to get it, that's going to be huge for TFT.
Oh, nice job there by Dream. And King R dropping the Ice Path and the Rage to secure that bounty rune, so 3 going to the side of Empire. Still winning in the bounty rune department, which is surprising when you consider that they yet to take more than that 1 mid tower, have not had map control for most of this game. And here comes a smoke from TFT, the Swedish side looking to get aggressive. That mid lane of Rax is exposed, keep in mind. Zibe does somewhat reveal his smoke. If anyone was looking mid, they will see the creeps took damage. Perhaps looking to go for Roche, or maybe just trying to get vision.
I don't know if they're certain they know what they want to do. As you can see, Troll just started farming. Some of them checked Roche. Yeah, that was a little bit of an awkward smoke.
And bottom lane, Hanskin is going to get wards dropped on top of him. The Veil from the Sand King as well. That is going to be another kill. And once you get a Blink Dagger on Sand King, that Prophet support starts to look real tasty. The second time he's been exemplary at finding a kill. However, wards drop, that means TFT, you're invited straight into the pit, my friends. 1K gold lead only, but
Jakiro is going to scout it out. There's an Ice Pad, but that same Jakiro might just fall here instantly afterwards. Yep, and he will.
The Empire supports have had a problem with just walking into death, and it does at least slow down the Roche. You don't want to fight it within that Macro Pyre, but they do have that healing ward active. Dream, though, with the Radiance, right? It's got to be complete by now. There it is. It's going to go straight in. BKB on Razor as well. The Omni Slash, though, just straight on top of Dream. He's taking so much damage, nearly going down the epicenter as well onto the Troll. He pops the ultimate in time, though, getting a bit of the lifesteal up. OKC doing his best to try and keep him alive. Kodos in some trouble. The BKB has faded, as will this split quite soon. Chessie's still alive, barely. The Aban doing so much work as his Kodos. He's trying to get away. Will it be enough is the question. No, it will not. Mod gets the stun, however, onto the Juggernaut, but still Aban just doing so much work keeping his teammates alive. Frost going to man up on top of Dream, who's now in some trouble. The Rage has faded, does have the ratings, but he is already gone. The buyback from Chessie.
They're going to go straight into the pit, I believe, right? Just finish that Roche. With the buyback from Chessie, you can definitely do it. And another good team fight for TFT right there. I don't know, Empire... hello, Jakiro. Welcome back.
Glad you could make it.
Yep. They had like some things going in their favor, obviously. TFT, that Omni Slash on Nyx was so good, even though he had that Radiance. He had no business just running straight into the Juggernaut the way he did, specifically because Razor just healed himself, saved himself that way, and all the slashes went on to the Nyx that ran towards north. At the same time, Razor did a ton of damage, and they did force a Troll buyback, so it's not all black, it's not all dark for them.
And Jug no Aegis here. He's got to be careful. Oh, nice. He will get the spin off. Had a feeling something was going down. Even gets the... Oh, wait, whoa, what? Never mind. Where did... What?
Well, hello there, Jug.
Was that a long TP? It had to have been, right?
Can't say for sure if it was a long TP or if he just moved and cancelled it.
I'm going to have to check the tape on that one. Not quite sure what went down there, but that is a huge death for Frost.
Oh, that and Snare was so good. Right as he used that Ice Pass, so he couldn't run. Yeah, overall, possibly he ported somewhere where someone else ported before, so it was a longer TP than he expected.
It had to have been. I don't think he would have moved, and it certainly looked like the TP just took too long, and I know for a fact he got it off with 3 seconds to spare on his spin. Yeah, Medallion on Dream now. Yeah, this is a really good purchase, and I see a lot of players neglect this at times. When you're playing against Troll and Jug, so much physical damage, you need the casual Medallion. You just need it.
The armor is just massive on Nyx this game. He's going to go for Yasha next too.
Yeah, it's the second most efficient plus armor item behind Buckler for its cost. Obviously Chainmail, but that is not a completed item, so it doesn't count. Zibe going to get open wounded, but don't think he'll die here. We'll pop the Rage and the Medallion, going aggressive.
Yeah, there is an ulti if he needs it, so he should be completely fine. However, we do have rotations coming from both sides.
He's going to have Rage TP up in a few seconds, though.
Yeah, but does he want to port? That's the question. As Madden is there, but he's been scouted out.
Nice job. I was going to say, Frost, you got to be careful. There was a friendly creep right there. No Omni Slash now. You got to be careful on the side of TFT. You might be chasing in your own destruction here. The whole squad coming here now to try and get this fight going. Up in the air is the Jakiro, but the rest of Empire have arrived in support. Dream going in hard on top of Hanskin. There was no method of taking the Jakiro down, so they were waiting for far too long before they actually had him established as a target, and thus they will lose 3.
I love how Madden just pushes him out of his own sprout with that stun. At the same time, though, they wasted the Omni Slash, they wasted the Panda ulti, and they still continued chasing. I think they felt a little bit too confident because of the fact that they have Aegis on Troll, but they have nearly not enough damage when those ultis have been expended.
Like as soon as Omni Slash and Bruce Splitter popped, you've got to just cut your losses. Again, it's all about what makes teams good in Dota. Everyone in the community, Reddit, we love our clips, we love the big plays, but it's really about minimizing failures more so than just styling on people. You just lose a support there, it's no big deal. Waste your ult, who cares? But you've given away 2 cores and a tier 2 tower now, along with the lead shifting in favor of Empire.
Also, Empire, they understand how they need to approach these team fights really well on the side of their 2 cores, Nyx and Razor. Much better than in that rush fight, at least. This time around, Razor just goes and static links Chessie and just follows.
Yep.
Just gets him out of the fight completely, and then afterwards you literally don't have damage on the Troll, and everyone else that has expended their ultis is pretty much useless and dies to one Sand King ult. Again, must commend Madden. He's doing really well in this Sand King. Once really again, this guy, it's his pretty much signature hero at this point. They're picking it whenever they can.
Yeah, and I didn't want to criticize it at first, but I have never seen a Battle Fury into Hyperstone on a Juggernaut. Usually you see like the casual Yasha, or I don't know what you'd want necessarily in this BKB. Nice Yules from Kodos. He's going to prevent the DD on Chessie from doing anything. He did have a BKB that he could have potentially popped to find that kill, but alas, will be in vain. Up top, I love this play from Sayu. He's actually going to just sit here with his Shadow Amulet active, playing behind his Lifestealer.
Yeah, I love his item build overall, though. They need a lot of kite versus these heroes, right?
Yep.
So getting the Shadow Amulet, perhaps Glimmer Cape, some 4 staffs.
And King Art, he's so annoying down bottom. They're going to dive on him. Should hopefully be able to find this kill.
They're going to kill him. Yeah, they're going to kill him, but they're going to lose all creeps. So overall, he did his job, and he bought some time for his team to out-push top.
And mid as well. You've got a Sand King just right on top of that tower, too.
They're going to be forced back, it seems, though, right? Let's see what TFT decide to do. No, they're going to just go back from bottom, but still, they did force 2 heroes back.
I think you made a great point. Like, if Troll can just, if Razor rather just runs at the Troll and the Omni Slash is negated somehow, wait for the Bruce split. Like, that, the TFT draft is really on a clock to win fights.
Yep.
And it's so difficult when you only have that 15-second window to actually find kills without any stuns to keep people in place to do so. And that's why I think we both agree that this item build coming out from the Rasta, coming out from Dream. Like, it's all about increasing your survivability. These utility items are going to be huge.
Just guide them until their ultis are done. If there's Omni Slash, use the Glimmer, use the Yules. Yeah. If there's Panda ult, force yourself away, whatever. Do anything necessary to prolong the fight. After that, like you have a Fat Razor, possibly with a lot of damage linked.
They smoked, but I do believe that was under the Dire Observer ward. And as you can see, TFT moving position on the high ground. What do you do? Oh, they have vision, so they don't walk up the high ground, baby. That's what I like to see. Oh, double stun from Madden, though, onto 2. It's going to get both with the Ice Path, but the shield on 1. Chessie does have a BKB as well, but look, Kodos just beelining for him. Gets the drain off. Will tank the full Omni Slash. Uses himself in the air. What a beast. He actually zones out both heroes from the fight thanks to that maneuver.
Abaddon.
And now Abaddon is certainly going to be the next in the grave.
Yeah. They're going to get him as well. No ult to work with. Maybe deny. Nah, not possible. Overall, the way they played that was really well done. The ward on the high ground obviously didn't just run like madman. We've seen it done so many times.
Yeah, seriously, that would have been game losing. Instead, they placed vision, and what do you know? There's a whole enemy stack here. We need to get the hell out. TFT walk down, give them the fight they want. Instead
of running uphill and fighting into the darkness, they ice path too. Yes. And Troll has to, like, Abaddon has to choose. Do I shield Troll? Do I shield Abaddon? Do I shield Panda? He does do the shield, but it doesn't matter. There are so many different disables on the side of Empire. In comparison to TFT, like, you have nothing on them. Like, you have Boulder Smash from...
Seriously, for such a new stack, I really am impressed by the way Empire is thinking their way through these games, even down to just the bots purchased on the Sand King to counteract the effectiveness of the Prophets, global mobility, Kodos specifically for a 17-year-old kid recognizing, like, he saw the Troll beeline for him, like, drain just enough damage to make him useless, and then Yuled himself for the Omni.
Yeah, so that Omni Slash doesn't kill him. Overall, very well played. You know what's also very surprising? They don't truly have a senior member that carries them or gives them some good info, you know? Like, I believe Madden is the oldest guy when it comes to being in the scene, in the CIS Tier 3 scene.
And Madden will grab the rune. Stays inside the Sandstorm, though. There is an Arcane Rune top that would be very nice for multiple heroes to grab. Hanskin on the escape. Nice Sprout to keep himself alive for a bit, but Sayu will get there as Kodos runs a ring around the Rosie and gets there just in time to collect the last hit on Hanskin. Has a Shiva's complete on top of the BKB that we've seen in multiple fights now. That is a farmed Razor, and again, I look at this TFT lineup. What are they good at doing other than farming, Lizard? Because right now they just can't make plays.
They're good at two things, right? Farming and pushing, but farming isn't going to get them anywhere. Like, eventually, they're going to falter to this lineup of Empire. They're just massively ahead, I believe. 2K, but that 2K isn't really translated properly. Like, it's only 2K, right? But the damage, the items that they've got, the heroes that they've got, they do much more with this network than what TFT does.
Part of it is just because they have so much survivability built into the items that they've got. Like, double evasion now on Dream. You've got no MKBs on the side of TFT. No one's even close to one.
Frost is going to hurt.
The Shivas?
That's true, though. Frost is going to hurt super hard. Like, he's going to have that. Butterfly soon has 3K gold with the full Mjolnir and Battle Fury.
Will it be enough is the question. He's still a very squishy hero, and I'm concerned that he won't have the staying power in these team fights when you consider that he's just going to get stun locked if he's ever too deep.
Or kited, or if he uses Omni Slash, they're going to do the same thing again. Yules, Glimmer. They need some... bottom line is TFT needs some control, and they don't have it right now. They need to itemize for it, perhaps. You need some Hex, some ATOS, I don't know, but... your Troll actually built a Force Staff to force himself away from that pesky Razor once he gets linked.
Oh no, and it's not going to help him here, is it? He's going to catch the Hex, the Ice Path, the Macropire, the Grip, and unless Abaddon gets here in time, he's certainly going to go down. And okay, Sia, you just added yourself to the list, my friend, because you are on the run with no real hope. Modern will juke the stun, but the open wounds will probably be enough. We're going to have the Shivas, the Yules on top of the Abaddon's ultimate, and even if he does heal himself to full, it is a short-lived respite as he immediately goes down. Kodos, double kill.
And do you know what? That Troll is dead for 80 seconds, and the mid lane is pushing in, so perhaps they're going to collapse instantly onto the high ground from this mid lane. TFT Hanskin is doing the right thing out pushing bottom, but he's not nearly as fast, specifically because of these wards. They're going to start... They're going to start and they're going to finish this tower very fast.
Yeah. It's a nice maneuver from TFT. They're going to look to go middle as there is no tier 3 there, and the bottom and top waves are pushing, doing everything they can to get the map movement in their favor. And I love this. They're going to just TP out early on the Lifestealer. He's also the strongest hero. There's no way you can push through him, and the wards and Kodos are going to be able to finish this Rax no problem. An excellent usage of split resources. There's Zibbe going to get there, but not, again, no stuns, folks. Doesn't matter if it's a long TP.
You know what? He didn't even... Kingar is laughing, obviously, because he didn't even have to use the BKB to port out. You know, like usually you think, all right, we're going to leave this Razor behind. He's going to attack the Raxes, make sure that we get him, and then BKB TP out. In this game, he doesn't even have to do that. There's no disable. What, Panda needs to split to stop him?
And I swear, I'm going to talk about this till I'm blue in the face for the rest of this season, but right now in Dota, everyone's so hyper-focused on damage, right? I'm stressing all the wolf creep, the venges, but we got to think more about damage reduction in our drafts. You look at the way Empire's itemizing even. Like, you have an E-Blade coming out soon on the Sand King. You've got a Shiva's and now a Heart on the Razor in addition to the Link. They look at the TFT damage output, and it's time sensitive. You only have that 10 seconds, those big cooldowns, the BKB, the Omni. If you can kite through that period of time, you simply can't lose fights because TFT run out of gas. It's like, you ever watch Fast and the Furious? Same deal. Vin Diesel, in that opening race, he waited. So when he hit that nitrous, psh, Paul Walker had no chance.
I mean, can't argue with Fast and Furious, honestly. They obviously know what they're doing, and Empire copying Fast and Furious, apparently. TFT, however, who are they copying? What are they trying to do?
I've never seen a Hurricane Pike on a Troll, so I couldn't tell you that, but again, really great job playing around the pit. Yeah, Empire lost the last engagement, but they were able to force a buyback, and it's always Dream in the right place, right time. We saw yesterday a couple mistakes made by these big cores, allowing enemies to take free Roaches. Won't happen this time as we get a stun in onto Chessie, immediately going to be hexed up. Forces himself away, thanks in addition to the cleanse from that Abaddon shield, but they've now given away control of the pit, and I don't know if you can take it back.
I've seen the exact same scenario, by the way, played against Jug and Troll. Both supports had like E-Blades, Glimmer Capes, and these two heroes just couldn't deal damage whatsoever during the game.
Madden, well, he's going to stun forwards for travel distance, the Ice Path on top of the Furion, and while Dream actually, tanks the full Omni Slash, he's in a lot of trouble. Will he be able to get the ult off in time into somebody? Oh, the Glimmer Cape! Wow, what a play by Sayu, who's actually going to save his Lifestealer, who can then go into the side camp and heal himself off that infested Minotaur. Will it be enough is the question. We have buybacks coming out from everybody. Hanskin already back in the fray. King R in a bit of trouble, will land the Ice Path. It looks like just trying to help his Lifestealer will go down.
Buyback though. He's going to buyback as well.
Abaddon will get the ult off. Zibbe in some trouble. He's going to pop out of the split. Looks to go for the courier, but a nice glyph on it. Dream manning up. Oh, big double stun and the ultimate epicenter coming in from the Sand King. That's going to clean up one. Chessie now in a lot of trouble.
Has that tool to work with? Is it going to be... Nah. Just so much kite.
And Sayu, he's doing so much work in these fights. He glimmers himself to stay alive once again. King R will die back, though, to the Radiance on the Brewmaster. Yule's up onto the Furion, looking to pick the right targets here. Caught between two different, but they will choose to go towards Zibbe at the end. And I think Hanskin, is he caught? Indeed he is, thanks to the Aether Lens grip from Sayu. That's a full team wipe with a couple of buybacks.
I honestly haven't seen Madden play this well in a really long time. He has been playing support for this team for a while, and then he transitioned back to his normal position, that's 3, right, the offlane, and he's been playing out of his mind overall. Shadow Shaman with that Glimmer Cape, saving Dream. And you know what also, I have a feeling that that fight started the best way possible for TFT. Like, even though they didn't kill that Nyx, they made the fight so chaotic that Empire, they couldn't do what they usually want to do, just link the Troll, run after him, right? It looked like TFT had a chance in that fight. However, that chance just baited them all into dying in the end. And now you have a Heart on the Razor, E-Blade completed on the Sand King. He's just solo pushing this, because why not? Who's gonna kill him? Who's gonna threaten him? He's a beast.
There's so much magic amplification now. Every time he's epiing in, that Veil's coming off before the stun. So many sources of magical damage. Even took the Sandstorm DPS, so that's second Rax complete. I think TFT's done for in this game at the very least. Still alive in the series, of course. This is a BO3, but winner advances to the playoffs. The loser goes home, as this is the decider match of our Group B in the GG.BET Birmingham Invitational. Empire looking to make moves on this third Rax. So really, just Dream. He's completely by himself.
He has Aegis. This time around, he has Aegis and Manta ready, so it's very hard for TFT to take him down.
They've got so much gold now, such a huge item advantage. Dream approaching level 25. Perhaps that's what they're waiting for that extra 2 seconds each rage.
We have a force on Jakiro too, force on him, Ghost on Rasta, E-Blade on Sand King, Yules on Razor. It's very hard for that Omni Slash to do damage. And yeah, they're just circling around them like vultures right now. They just want to end this. I mean, there's split, there's Omni Slash, all ultis are available for TFT, but even with those ultis, let's see if they have enough damage.
And they're going to initiate here. The Omni Slash coming out onto Dream, but that's the Aegis target. Madden will miss the stun, but he's going to E-Blade himself and just completely negate Chessie's ult and BKB. Just kiting,
just running away.
Just kiting the BKBs and the big spells, and now immediately they're going to turn around as Chessie's BKB fades. There's no Omni Slash. Kodos is going to enter the fight once again. They've already taken down the tier 3, abandoned so much trouble. And Dream, he's taking on 1-on-4 in the back lines and killing 2 off all by his lonesome. He still has Aegis, folks. It doesn't even matter if you take him out here. Kodo's back in. He's going to go for Zibe. The E-Blade aggressively onto Chessie this time. Will Hurricane Pike himself away. Dream doing his best to stay on target. He will kill off Hanskin here. King R going to assist.
Double stun.
And the Orchid onto Jug.
That's the dieback.
I mean, they're trying,
that's
but...
GG. They are trying, but they just miss their timings, and they don't have the heroes that can deal with these guys.
Was it even missing the timings, though? Like, they played a good game. They're up 5K at, like, the 12-minute mark. They've taken a tier 3 by 15 minutes. If you can't at least have a shot at winning the game from that position, I feel like you only can look at the draft.
Listen, when I said miss their timings, I mean that when they took that tier 3, they needed to win the game around that time. You know?
Okay.
That's the thing, because afterwards you have items on Razor, you get that Radiance on Nikes, some kite from the supports, and suddenly you can't really fight them. You don't have stuns. Bottom line is you don't have stuns. If you don't have stuns, you can't win, because they just run away. They port without BKBs. You use Omni Slash, they use one Glimmer. You can't take down anyone whatsoever.
Do you know how I could make you just as good of a player as Miracle?
How?
If you're stunned, and he's stunned. You're
Same.
equally good. It doesn't matter what you're doing on the keyboard. You're not making any actions happen. Rule number 1, I've made this mistake many times in my life, unfortunately. Not sure how it's possible, but you got to pick stunts. You got to create the ability to find kills, or it's very difficult to win games of Dota. TFT, it's back to the drawing board. Game 2 will be coming up in just a short break. See you in a bit.